What is good, YouTube? It's your boy OG Nonboy back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a team that was featured on Zionic's channel, and this team consists of the Chikorita in the front with a Seal Safe Swap and Slowpoke as the closer. In this case I have the Shadow version, and how you kind of want to play this team is you kind of just manage the matchups that you can in the front and in the middle with your two front Pokemon, and then you save shields for the Slowpoke in the back to sweep. So let's see how we're able to do with this team here. So first match we have a Slugma lead, and this isn't the greatest lead for our Chikorita. So I stay in here for some reason, but it's just because I kind of didn't know what to do at the time. Even though it is pretty obvious, you just instantly safe swap into your Seal here, but I think this is like not the worst way to play it either, because we were able to grab a shield from the Slugma as the body slams are still pretty threatening, but they meet us with a Razor Leafer here. So immediately I'm thinking that it could be double Razor Leafers, but we get taken out by the Lotad here, and I'm going to bring my Chikorita back in. So I'm gonna probably attempt to farm this thing all the way down just so I have some threatening body slams for the Slugma, and they're actually going to be able to reach a last second bubble beam here, which I have to shield if I don't want to go down. And we'll see what they decide to bring back in here. I'm expecting the Slugma, but they actually bring in their Dewpider. So this is pretty much GG for us, because the bug bites are going to be doing super effective damage to our Slowpoke here, and they're just going to be able to shred us all the way down. And they also have a healthy Slugma in the back, so yeah, not much we could have done in this position here, even if we played it differently in the lead and swapped instantly into our Seal. Like, it probably would have been the same result. So next match here, we have another Slugma lead, and I decide to swap instantly into the Seal, and we're met by a Dewpider here. So we can kind of win switchback here if we want, but the way this team is played, like I mentioned at the beginning, is you kind of want to save the shields for the Confusion user in the back, and Slugma versus the Slowpoke being down a shield isn't even the greatest matchup either, so we're okay with just taking a shield advantage if we're able to get that, or just getting some extra farm on the Chikorita to threaten the Slugma with some body slams. So thankfully the opponent actually decides to shield, and they get a bubble beam off and farm us down, but we should be able to get some Vine Wits through to build up some energy. And they bring the Slugma back in, and this is what I mean by Chikorita is a little bit threatening to the Slugma still with the body slam, so that almost takes them out. And we bring our Confusion user in, and they have a Seal, so normally this would be pretty bad, obviously, just because the licks are doing super effective damage to the Slowpoke here. But as you can see, these Confusions are really chunking, and we still have a pretty healthy Chikorita here, so we should be able to Vine Whip them all the way down and have a body slam locked and loaded for the Slugma in the back. So gonna shield this next move, and the game should be pretty secure for us at this point. So GG's to my opponent there. And we go for the Grass Knot, of course, just because we can. But yeah, GG's. So next match here, let's see what we have in the lead. We got the Chikorita into a Wooper, so this is kind of like the dream lead, as the Vine Whips are doing double super effective damage, and they bring in a Marine. How do you say this thing? Marini? I don't know, but we kind of make a misplay here, just because we could have brought in our Confusion user to do super effective damage to this Marini here, but Marini, I don't even know, but yeah, we kind of mess up here a little bit, so now I'm like kind of kicking myself. But I know that maintaining switch here is going to be very important, just because we have such a dominating matchup against the Wooper. So we're able to farm them all the way down, thankfully, which means we will have a lot of energy loaded to throw onto the Wooper as it comes back in here. And they swap into their Vulpix, so now I have my Slowpoke on the Vulpix. And this is an okay position for us, just because we should be able to fast move down everything. So we're going to attempt to fast move down this Vulpix here, and then we're going to also fast move down the Wooper all the way. So argument could have been made for me to throw the Psyshock there, as you can see here we're going to get to just about 2 body slams before we're even able to farm them all the way down. Like the Wooper, I mean, all the way down. So if I thrown the Psyshock there and got the shield and then like had 2 body slams, I could have thrown both of those instead of having to farm everything all the way down. But next match here, we have a Vulpix lead, so I swap instantly into the Seal, and we are met with a Chikorita. So I'm going to throw the Icy Wind here, and I'm just going to let my Seal go. If they throw a Body Slam, that's okay for us too, since we might be able to reach another move, but they should be going straight for the Grass Knot here, which they do. And now I'm going to bring my Chikorita back in, and I'm going to try to overfarm a little bit here just so I have some energy to throw at the Vulpix and possibly threaten the last shield. So I miscount a little bit, like I didn't really want to take this next Body Slam, but it's okay because this means we can just farm up a little bit more, and we still have a decent amount of health on us. So this isn't the worst position to be in, and now we're almost at 2 Body Slams. So I'm anticipating the Vulpix coming back in, and it does. So I'm going to get this first Body Slam off, and I'm probably going to, well, let's see what I do here. They swap out actually, and then I have to bring my Slowpoke into this Dewpider in here, so a little bit of a rough spot for us. Like, we're probably going to lose this matchup here, even though we do still have our 2 shields left. The fast move damage from the Bug Bites again is going to absolutely shred through our Slowpoke here, so a little bit unfortunate that they had a Dewpider in the back, but that's a GG's to my opponent there. So I believe this is the final match. We have a Seal lead, so this is a good lead for us, and they swap into a Vulpix, so we bring our Seal in here, and we should be able to maintain switch here pretty easily. Like, these Body Slams, they do hurt, but we should be able to tank one, and they can't tank any of our Aqua Tails. So let's see what the opponent decides to do here. They actually do decide to shield, so I will shield this next one just so I can get to the next Aqua Tail, but I do believe they could take us out here if they decide to shield this next Aqua Tail and commit to another Body Slam or farm down. So thankfully they let it go, and we should have the alignment against the Seal here, but they do have a bit of energy, so they will be able to reach an Icy Wind, and I'm gonna go ahead and shield this just because we do not want to get taken out here by the Seal. And I go for the Body Slam bait expecting them to shield, but they actually let it go, and this puts us in a bit of a tricky situation, and they bring their Slugma in here. So these confusions are thankfully chunking quite a bit, but they throw a move right before we're able to get this next confusion off, and now we're going to have to try to farm down with our Chikorita, which we are able to do, and thankfully that does help us out quite a bit just because we're able to reach 2 Body Slams, which will allow us to take out this Seal here. So that will be a GG's to my opponent. So overall, pretty fun team to run, especially if you like teams that have heavy fast move pressure. And yeah, only thing you really have to look out for that's kind of a big problem for this team is a Dewpider in the back, as it would be shredding your Confusion user, your Slowpoke, or like double Razor Leafers would also bring this team a lot of trouble. But that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also submit your battles in the link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.